Well, people were very happy, right? When the news hit that Ricky Gervais was going to do something he'd never done before. And that was make a third season of a show. You know, The Office, 2 seasons. Extras, 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Derek, two. I mean, you get the gist, right? You get the gist. Um, so yeah, because people were fans of Tony Johnson, right? And his adventures. So Gervais, he created Afterlife, he wrote it, he directed it, you know. Had Andy Burroughs as the composer. Gervais and Duncan Hayes executive produced. Charlie Hanson produced. Martin Hawkins was on cinematography. Joe Walker is the editor. The episodes are about half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour, right? And each season had 6 episodes. So season 3 hit on the 14th. And to be honest with you, right, I was kind of content with the two. You know, I I really liked the first season. It kind of I didn't know what to expect, but I enjoyed it. Season 2, it was okay. It was okay. But I kind of was like, all right, I'm a little bit done with the character. But I was at a loose end, as you do. So I decided to check out season 3. And yeah, what I mean? A lot of the main characters were back. So yeah, Gervais plays Johnson. Um, we've got Tom Basden back as Matt Braden, Tony's brother-in-law, brother of Lisa. Tony Way is Lenny. He's friend and the photographer at the newspaper. Diane Morgan as Kath, the ad manager. Um, we then had all the flashbacks with Kerry Goodlyman's Lisa Johnson, Tony's dead wife, Ashley Jansen as Emma, the nurse at the old people's home, nursing home, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, you've got Penelope Wilton as the old woman Tony talks to at the graveyard. Joe Wilkinson as the postman Pat. You know, uh, yeah, his dad makes appearances in flashbacks, right? Yeah, I think the main people are there. All right, Brian, played by David Earl. You know, he's in it. Joe Hartley's back as June, Lenny's girlfriend. James, her son, played by Ethan Lawrence. Ken Otley, the Amdram person, played by Colin Holt. So, yeah, we've got all of these. And there's a new character at the Gazette called Kath. No, she's Colleen. Colleen. Yes, played by Kath Hughes. Right? So, yeah. And of course, the dog was there. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be Afterlife without the dog, right? So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. I'll give it a go. And I hated. Oh my god, it started off and we've just got this kind of montage. Right? We see all the characters and they're all happy and it irritated me so much. Oh my gosh. I don't know. There's moments of this show where I just felt irrational because I was just like, God damn it, this is irritating. why is this so irritating? Right? Just seeing all these people happy and smiling and just like, ugh, ugh. And the other thing that, I don't know, irritated me, all the videos, right? He's always watching a video of his ex-wife. I don't know why that irritated me, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, it didn't make any sense. But I'm looking at him like, how many fucking videos have you got? Right? Did you motherfuckers live life? Or were you always videotaping it? This is ridiculous. Every single fucking moment, there's a video. Like, why would you tape her making drinks? Right? Why would you take, like, it was just, and then it's all the pranks and all this kind of thing. And you're just like, wait, wait, wait. Who's jumping like that in your own fucking house? Right? If it was outside, I could get it. You're in your house. Who, like, the doors are shut. But who are you thinking would be doing, like, what is happening here? What is going on? In reality, right? It's just a couple making videos. It's not a big deal. But yeah, those things just irritated me. I mean, what can I say, people? What can I say? I and I was worrying. I was like, ugh, this is gonna completely suck, isn't it? But I watched all of it in one sitting. You know what I mean? I watched it all in one sitting. And like with the first two seasons, there are these really nice little moments in the show, right? There's this point when June, yeah, Lenny has told something to June, which Tony told to Lenny. Not so much told, Lenny just found it out, kind of thing. And yeah, he told June, obviously. And June says this very nice thing to Tony, right? Just about love and life and just all of this. And it was a nice little moment. It was yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it was a little cliched, you know what I mean? But it was nice. It was a nice moment. And yeah, there was a few of these really nice little moments throughout the show. And it's those that kind of keep you coming back, you know, that make you smile and make you go, okay. And then there was amusing moments. I wouldn't say I laughed out loud, but, did the corners of the mouth did curl up. A little grin, you know what I mean? A little, okay, okay. So we had some swingers, right? We had an author who, you know, writing, what did she call it? A cross between medical and erotic fiction, which was just so bad. So bad. But, it was just like, oh my days. And you smiled, right? Those things, yeah, they were amusing, and it was like these, because these people we came across them during their interviews for the paper, because we always saw Tony and Lenny go out. He'd ask some questions, Lenny would take a photo, but never really frame the photos, right? Or we just saw Lenny just go, smile. I'm just like, are they in focus? Like, what are you seeing? Like, you're a shit photographer. I mean, like the whole interviews were just, wait, that's it? That's all you're like, what's happening here? It was a bit like the whole paper element was very thin. You know what I mean? It was very thin. But yeah, it's, there is this charm about it all. Now, I will say I did think this season it felt a little forced a lot of the time, right? You had these conversations, between Tony and, oh, I forgot her name again, the old woman on the bench, you know, and it was just, yeah, it just felt unnatural. A lot of the conversations, you just like, that's it's not a real conversation, man. It's not how people would interact. And yes, it's a comedy, but I thought in the first two seasons, the first especially, right, there was this charm, I would say, this charm about the interactions, where although, right, obviously, it felt a little bit, but there was still an honesty and realness in it all. But we've kind of lost that a bit in this one. Like Kath is on this search for love, and like in the other seasons, she's off key. You know what I mean? She says some shit, and you're just like, what are you, what? And she wants to think that she's something, but there was still, it was silly, but you're just like, yeah, I know people like that. In this one, it's like she does come off as they've kind of, I don't know, it felt like they dumbed her down a bit, right? Because some of the things she's asking, you're just like, what? Like a grown person isn't asking that question, right? You would know the answer. Now, you might coach a question kind of on a similar subject, but it would be in a different context. But yeah, some of the things, it was like there was a bit where she's, what does a dog eat? And you're just like, I mean, even a dum dum could make a stab, right? Even if you didn't have a dog, you go to a supermarket, you're gonna see dog food, right? Just from walking around, you're gonna see dog food, the adverts, like dogs are in films, they're in TV shows. It's not like anyone would be like, I have no clue what to feed a dog. Now, you might, make some weird assumptions and be like, oh, I wonder if a dog would eat sushi, which I guess some dogs probably would. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was like, what are we doing here? What's going on? There's also there was other characters that kind of came into it who it had reference to, and you just like, yeah, like these interactions are weird. Like ex-wives and all of this kind of thing. You're just like, that's not really like, why? Why is this? You know? And James, why would he want to watch a video of, oh, is it, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. There's some weird shit. Weird shit. Like this new character, Colleen, however you pronounce the friggin' name. But it did seem that she is there to be a reflection of Tony, right? Oh, if Tony can be depressed, she could be even more depressed. And it's just like, oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? It was especially when it's just like how she explained she got the job, and you're just like, what? You know what I mean? It was a bit dumb. It was a bit dumb. And I just thought these things did take away from the show a bit, right? It wasn't as good as it had been. It's not to say it was rubbish. It wasn't rubbish, right? There's still this, I don't know, man, this nice little element about it. As I said, like you still got these some really nice interactions and moments, but there's other things that went down that was just a bit like the weird yoga towards the end. That was just a bit weird, right? That was a bit weird, ain't gonna lie. And then I just thought the tying up of things, right? Those checks, which you were just like, what? Like, huh? Who's doing that shit? You know what I mean? But hey, it's now done, right? Because yeah, Gervais said free and done. That's it. He wouldn't make a fourth, and I'm glad. I'm glad we're not getting a fourth because yeah, I don't really think you can do anything more with this character because I mean that did start to irritate me because I'm just like, all right, dude, I know your wife died, but she's been dead for a while now. Like, just fucking fix up, man. Fix up, Tony. You know? But yeah, I think my heart died with COVID. Oh shit. You know what I mean? Because listen, when you look, people still love the show. So that's great. That's great. You know what I mean? Yeah. For me, it wasn't as strong as the first season, and even the second, which wasn't as good as the first. But you know, still wasn't bad. Still wasn't bad. I would say if you were fans of the if you really enjoyed the second season, then yeah, this you'll like it. You'll like it. And I think most people probably enjoy the way it was all wrapped up and all of that kind of jazz. So it is now on Netflix, people. Go check it out. It is Afterlife.